Hello everyone, welcome to the Dark Happy YouTube channel. I hope you are all doing well. Um, Today we have a Nintendo Direct full that is 50 minutes long. So I figured that I would come on and do some smaller predictions for the video. Or for the Direct. It's not really a video, it's like a streamed video, I guess. It's like Premiere on YouTube. Anyways, this is the image you are looking at on the background of this video is basically just the same thumbnail that I have for the actual video for the stream of the reaction, except it just has predictions in it. So yeah, this is pretty just off the cuff, but let me lower the sounds a little bit. There you go. So basically, we have 50 minutes of who knows what. We know there's gonna be a Smash character, but that's pretty much it. So if I were to put anything in like guaranteed, the only thing I would be able to put into that section is Smash, because we know Smash is gonna be there. But there's still room for speculation in the Smash character. Obviously, we don't know who the Smash character is gonna be. If I were to get the character I wanted, it would be Captain Toad. But I'm probably not gonna get Captain Toad. It's probably gonna be a Gen 8 Pokemon. Just because that'd pretty much match the way that Smash goes with new Pokemon. But it would also, being that next week is Pokemon Week, it would be like kind of a lead up to that week, I guess. It's not really like a huge thing, but like a Smash character, like compared to what they can announce next week at a possible Pokemon Direct. So yeah, I think the most likely character is a Pokemon character. From Gen 8, probably Cinderace or Rillaboom. Inteleon's possible, and if I were to choose one, it would be Inteleon. But I ultimately feel like Inteleon doesn't lend itself to it being a great Smash character. Now, if we were talking about Pokken, I feel like it'd be a little more likely. But it's Smash, so I think Cinderace or Rillaboom or even Toxtricity will be the character that's chosen, or that was chosen to represent Gen 8 in Smash. Being that we are on the point of Pokemon, and being that most of this channel is like Marvel, Nintendo, and Pokemon pretty much. Pokemon being like totally separate from Nintendo, but I don't think we're gonna get much Pokemon news today. Outside of maybe a tease for next week. They could tease. They can have Ishihara from the Pokemon Company come on and do like a minute speech about how next week's Pokemon Day, or next week's Pokemon Weekend, and Saturday's Pokemon Day. And then announce like a direct for next week, or like Pokemon Presents for next week, where maybe they hint at today that the mainline game for this year is Gen 4 remakes or something else, that Let's Go Johto or something. I think that's more likely than actually seeing Pokemon news. That's like actual like gameplay news today. Just because I feel like with the announcements that they want to show, Pokemon would probably overshadow them, unless, especially like the Smash characters, like a Pokemon. The Smash character would be overshadowed, and then any games they show off today would be overshadowed if they showed off a Gen 4 remake. Similarly, I think Mario won't have as big of a presence in this direct, being that we had two like series franchise directs last year, and one of them was Mario. So I feel like if they had like any major Mario game to show, they would have showed it off last year in September. But obviously, we could be surprised. There's rumors for a new Mario sports game, which should be cool. I personally think that's probably the closest that we're gonna get to a Mario game revealed here. I think if we were to get a Mario game that I like, the Mario game I would be asking for, but I don't think it's anywhere near likely for today. It would be either Odyssey 2, Mario Kart 9. I think Mario Kart 9 is being asked by a lot of people. It was trending. It was like #1 trending on the Nintendo with the Direct yesterday. So I mean, if there's a huge surprise and then just Direct, and it's not any other franchise but Mario, I think that's where they'd show off Mario Kart 7. I mean Mario Kart 9. But otherwise, I don't think they're gonna show it off at the beginning of the Direct. I don't think they'd show it off in the middle. It would have to be like an end like when they're one last thing for this Direct. And then speaking of the third, because a Triforce of an analogy, it's a Triforce of the game franchises. There's Zelda, and I think Zelda is the most likely to get a game today. And I think it's pretty much guaranteed that Zelda will have some kind of showing today. I mean, these three franchises could have any kind of showing today. I just think Zelda is the most likely to get a game with the gameplay and actual information on that game. I'm not really sure what this game would be though. It could be Breath of the Wild 2. I think that's if there's any games they would show off today, that would be the most anticipated one. But then air quotes, because there could also be going into it, it's the most anticipated, but if we come out of it and there is a Triforce collection of Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword, I think that'd be more anticipated, especially in the short term, since that would probably come out before Breath of the Wild 2. Do I think that a Triforce collection is likely today? I think a Triforce collection, even though it goes against the word of a Triforce, I think it's going to be 2 games, not 3. And if it is 3, it wouldn't be the Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword pack. It would probably be one of those 2, one of the Twilight Princess or Wind Waker, and then Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. But I don't even think that's likely. I think we might only get 2 games today. 2 games in a pack, and those would be Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, since in general those have already been finished because they were on the Wii U. So they don't really need to be changed that much. I mean, you'd have to change the gamepad support, but those wouldn't need to be changed too much to make it work on Switch. So I think those would probably be the most likely to. And if Skyward Sword were to be shown today, I think it would be a separate game out of the package. I think it would be a full $60 game, because that's going to be the one that requires the most work to bring to the Switch. Any other Zelda game? Any other Zelda thing they show off today? I think maybe in correspondence with the next point of Animal Crossing, I think they might show off an Animal Crossing update for Zelda, a Legend of Zelda update for Animal Crossing with Legend of Zelda items. But I think outside of those 2 things, we might get some smaller Zelda games. We might get something similar to Mario 35, where we might get a 4 Swords kind of game. But I don't think we're gonna get a huge announcement for a Zelda game in this Direct, especially if this Direct is packing a lot of punch for those 50 minutes. I don't think they want to have 25 minutes just focused on one franchise, especially since this is the first direct in 531 days. So, mainline full direct, not like a direct mini or a partner showcase or a franchise direct. And then I guess there's two other franchises that probably get some showing today. Don't neither of them are guaranteed. But I feel like Fire Emblem and Metroid will be shown in some extent today. Obviously, it could just be a small tease at Metroid Prime 4. I think that's very unlikely. But I think for Metroid, it might be they could show off 2 games today. I think it could be Metroid Prime Trilogy and the Metroid 2D game that was rumored last year with Paper Mario that was never announced last year, unless it was scrapped, which I don't think it was scrapped because that seems like based how well Samus Returns was received. I think Nintendo was probably working on it since 2018, late 2017 to get that game developed for Switch. But I think that's it for Metroid. I don't think I don't think they will show off any other new games, and I don't think they will show off Prime. I mean, they might tease another teaser of Prime 4, but if that game's not coming out until late 2022, early 2023, I think they'd maybe keep it off until next year, just so they have a shorter hype period where hype doesn't die down as much as it would if they were to show it off today and then release it in early 2023. That'd be nearly 2 years of just hype sessions, and it's already going off the last 4 years, pretty much the last 4 years when it was announced 4 years ago. So that'd be a 6-year period, which is maybe they'll do it, who knows. And then Fire Emblem, there was rumors last year that there would be a Fire Emblem game shown. That never came to fruition. Well, there was, technically. There was the port of the first Fire Emblem games to the Switch. I mean, if that's what people were talking about, then that's fine. But I do think it's been around, by the time it probably come out, it's been around 2 years since Fire Emblem 3 Houses when it came out. I think that's enough time to have worked on a remake. I don't think it would be a new game, but a remake of one of the older ones. But I think that's it for those 2 franchises. I'm not counting merch that they may show off in this direct, like they did in the Mario Direct. I think they're going to be too heavily focused on games to be able to switch off to a merch section for any of these franchises, especially Mario or Zelda. I guess there's one other franchise that's kind of the people besides Mario and Zelda and Pokemon that has a high chance of being shown, or that's getting bigger, and it's Animal Crossing. I think it can be shown today. No, it will be. I think an update will be shown today. The update for March, and they'll probably date it. Well, maybe they might date it. With the Mario merchandise items in the game, and then if they have any special thing associated with the update, a character or anything or an event, show off at the same time today. But I think those are the 5 main franchises that we'll see. I mean, 6 good Smash, but I think that's the 5 to 6 franchise that we have the highest chance of being shown today. There's obviously some outside things I'll get into in a little bit, but in regards to like the Switch in general, there's been a lot of discussion about them adding another platform to this Switch Online service. So right now we have NES and SNES, and people have been talking about either getting 64 or Game Boy. I think that's possible. I think Game Boy is probably more likely. If something were to come out like soon, it'd be Game Boy. If it's like another like 2 months, like they showed off today, it'd probably be 64, because just due to the fact that 64 would probably be very similar to the one that was packaged in 3D All Stars, the Super Mario 64. You wouldn't want to, while that's on the market still, to have one of the 3 games in that package be free for people that bought Nintendo Switch Online, that have Nintendo Switch Online. And same thing if they were to do anything with Zelda today. So, though, if they do anything with Zelda, I think that's gonna make it more unlikely that we even get 64 this year, or like early this year. And then the Nintendo Switch Pro rumors. I think this direct can be too loaded to actually show off a Nintendo Switch Pro. I mean, obviously Nintendo can do anything they want, but I don't think that they want the Pro to be overshadowed by a new Zelda, or if they have the small chance of actually being able to show off Diamond and Pearl before next week, then Diamond and Pearl would overshadow it, or even a new Mario game, anything. I don't think they would probably want that to be its own event this year or next year, whenever they want to show it off. Especially since the Switch just came out of like the holiday season, so I'm not sure if you would want to show off like a new iteration of it after people just got the current iteration. But again, they can do whatever they feel with that, and it'll be kind of interesting. So, going back to Smash character for a second, because I saw something. I think Crash Bandicoot also has a chance. I think any third-party character has a chance. But being that this is a much smaller in size, kind of direct for. Well, Steve has the similar situation, so maybe, but I don't feel like this character is going to be associated with any other event. So I feel like it would be more likely Nintendo shows off one of their first-party characters than a character that they would show off in like an E3 when everyone would be watching and have eyes on their direct. Today, not everyone, not the whole gaming industry will have eyes on their direct. Well, maybe. So I feel like that's why it makes them more likely as a first-party character. But there could be a Crash Bandicoot or an Eggman shown off today, for all we know. There is, I think, 4 franchises. Not spin-offs or anything, but just franchises that could get games announced today. I think one of the 4 will get a game announced today. I think the most likely one would be Kirby. Because they've been speculating on a Kirby game for years, since Star Allies came out. So I think that'd be the most likely of the handful of franchises Nintendo could show off today. That's first party related. I think number 2 would be Star Fox. If it is a port of Star Fox Zero or a new Star Fox game, they could show it off today. Maybe that's the end all of the direct. There's very few games Nintendo could use to actually end off this direct that I've so far talked about. Like a Mario game, they could use Pokemon if that's what they want to use. They can, if they're able to use it. Pokemon they can use the Zelda collection. or they could use. That's it, really. And maybe Metroid trilogy, Prime trilogy, if they changed it a lot. But that's pretty much it. They could end up Star Fox, but I don't think. I think that spot would be reserved. I think Star Fox would be more of a middle of the direct game than an actual end of the direct game. So, but obviously anything can happen. But I think it would be more likely as a Zero port, and I don't think a Zero port would get the ends a lot. But I do think a Zero port could be announced today. And then the other two franchises are F-Zero, which I don't think F-Zero is getting a game today. There's been like rumors. I'm not sure how like valid those rumors are or credible, but there's been rumors for it, so who knows. And then I guess the game I would have liked to see, but I don't think we'll see, is a Kid Icarus game. I think, being that Sakurai is still working on Smash, I don't think he's had time to work on a Kid Icarus game, and I think Nintendo would want him to work on that game. So, if it's not a new game and we do get a Kid Icarus game, I think it would be a port of Uprising to Switch. But again, that requires some time and effort to change the controls to make it work on Switch. So, I think it would be Kirby, Star Fox, F-Zero, and Kid Icarus, in that order. I have a possibility of getting something announced today. I don't think most of these games are going to be announced. Like most of these franchises will have games today. I think maybe 2 or 3 of them will. But I guess it just depends on how far Nintendo's really going to direct. They did say it's focused on the first half of the year, but that's usually they usually have 2 or 3 games that go beyond that date range. So if those are third-party or first-party games, I think that's where that makes the largest difference. For third-party support, people are saying the third-party support will be strong. So it's possible that we see some third-party, like a lot of third-party games take up for most of the direct. I guess some of like the more likely games would probably be some like Platinum games or some Capcom games like Resident Evil or Street Fighter or something like that, or like a Mega Man or something, or it's like just like one of the bigger companies bringing over some of their games. We already know Crash is coming to Switch, so they'll probably talk about that. Crash 4, Bayo 3 and No More Heroes maybe being mentioned today. I think No More Heroes will be mentioned, but I'm not sure about Bayonetta 3. I think Bravely Default 2, I think that'll be mentioned today. And like a small portion of the direct, because that's coming out in like 2 weeks. Maybe even a week. It might come out this Friday, I don't know. And yeah, what else do they have? Third-party wise, there could also be some smaller ones. Nintendo could have partnered again with Ubisoft and done another Mario and Rabbids. There could be another Astral Chain that's being developed by Platinum that they can announce today, though I do think that's still a little unlikely, because it would have only been 2 years since Astral Chain 1 by the time I'm assuming it'd probably come out. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 could be announced today. 4 could be announced today. If the end of that game had a little tease for another game, but that also happened in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, and that took 10 years to make. So who knows? And then let me think. I think that's like all the games we'd see today. I don't think it's 50 minutes long, so this, like, even I think with all these announcements, it wouldn't take up 50 minutes. So there's definitely more stuff that they would be showing. Definitely some other third-party games. Maybe some Rockstar games, like small older Rockstar games. Rocksteady. Maybe I think maybe a Yoshi, maybe a Donkey Kong. Those are maybes. I'm not sure. It depends on how much Nintendo actually does show off from their own, or they want to show off from their own first parties. Because they could also just have Pokemon Snap here, because that's the only game that we know is dated, and that's it. So it could be anywhere from Pokemon Snap to 5 or 6 first party games that they show off today. So yeah, it's really exciting to see that that a direct's actually finally happening. 531 days later. Like a major direct. Obviously, there's been smaller directs, and those are really cool. But it's cool to like just have everything in one direct instead of having to wait like every month. But obviously, there's different situations that are going on right now. So obviously, it doesn't. Maybe they weren't able to do it a full on direct until just now. Anyways, I think that is it. Maybe some Star Wars games. Will be announced, like Star Wars, like older Star Wars games come over to Switch. But I think that's it, really. I don't think there's anything more that could be shown. Oh, I mean, there's gonna be, I guess, 2 other points is that there's a chance. Well, I guess I can talk a little bit more about. I didn't even talk about like the first portion of the tweet, but they said they're gonna give updates like more from already available games. I think that also, I don't think that actually means like every old Nintendo game is getting an update on Switch, like an update. But I do think that also means that a lot of the games that have already been released on other consoles are coming to Switch now, and they're now so here. But I do think there's 2 games that could get updates besides Smash today, and that would be Mario Kart 8. So if Mario Kart 9 is not shown, Mario Kart 8 I think has a chance of getting a DLC today. And Super Mario Party. If they don't want to do a second one for whatever reason, I feel like they would probably update it. But I do think both those games are a little late for DLC, especially Mario Party. I think at this point, with how Mario Party sold, they can easily get another one on out there. And if it's better than Mario Party, they might even sell more. So, and then I guess the other game would have been Splatoon 2. But I think that's also another game they can end off with if they are actually working on it. It's possible. I don't think it's very likely that they show up Splatoon 3 today. And if it's Splatoon 2, I think it's more likely Splatoon 2 does get updates. But I think out of the like handful of games that have not been announced yet, but have been like speculated on or like people want, I think Splatoon 3 has the highest chance. There might be a new ARMS game, ARMS 2 Legs. And then I think the last thing we might see that's like not third party or anything, actually like a Nintendo franchise, is a new IP from Nintendo. Similar to like Astral Chain, Splatoon, ARMS. I think we'll see a new IP today. I think that could also be something they end on. So there's a handful of things they can end on. But a new IP I think would be cool, especially if it carries on some of the Nintendo pizzazz. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this prediction video. And the directs today. It directs on literally from this recording 2.5 hours. So yeah, hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I will be streaming the direct, but see you guys in the next one. Bye.